Hello everyone, Meisterang here with a research recovery mission, and I'm going to be wearing heavy armor and seeing if I can complete the entire map. Not only the objectives, but also the secondaries and outposts. So, you know, it's going to take a lot of running, and it's going to be difficult in heavy armor, but hopefully that will at least allow me to survive fights because I have so much health with the heavy armor with the extra padding passive, plus the vitality booster. That's gonna make me nearly unstoppable. And for my loadout, I have the Punisher Plasma for the wave clear, and for the ability to stagger Devastators. Then I have the Grenade Pistol, just in case, I guess, and the Stun Grenade. And then I'm running Airstrikes and Auto Cannon. Those are like the two main ones. And then they have the precision strike and the mortar sentry. Those are kind of flexible, can be whatever, but precision strike is great, and mortar sentry I feel like is the best sentry against the bots just because you can throw it behind cover. But anyway, let's get in there. So we're starting off with a hot drop. I just need to get that extra progress because I run very slowly, and I just need to save time. Thankfully, I sniped that the guy calling reinforcements. Yeah, with the Punisher Plasma, you don't need a lot of accuracy to be able to get those kills. And yeah, I pulled up an overlay by accident there, so I was just standing like a dummy. And I threw my resupply into the base, which was not very smart, but at least I have pretty good cover here, and I have my mortar sentry, and my eagle does some serious work here. Look at that, 11 kills. And oh, I see some bullets, gotta check it out, and I want to protect my mortar sentry. If I die here, it would be unfortunate, but it wouldn't cost me too much time. And I really need to defend my mortar sentry. My mortar sentry will probably save me a lot of time and risk. So, yep, easy to shoot down fabricators with the autocannon. I mean, as long as you have a correct angle into the vent. Yep, stun grenade and then 2 shots right in the eye. Good enough. Yeah, so I struggled to find the other 2 resupplies, but if I'm at 3 stims instead of 4, it's probably fine. So yeah, now I got to figure out what to do next. Yeah, my plan is going to be go to the left and then get the far SSD and then loop back basically. If we're seeing that all this extra health I have probably made the difference between surviving and not surviving there. I actually don't know offhand how much more health you get from having this armor and having the vitality booster. Mainly from having the armor. So I just always run the vitality booster. It lets you take 25% more damage before dying, and that's a lot. Alright. So I don't care about super samples because you just happen to not need... I'm bottlenecked by rare samples. So, I don't know, I just pick up one because I can. And, yep, just gotta keep going west. And my resupply should be coming up soon. But in the meantime, we can just load our weapons. Yeah, I checked out this little area over here. It had nothing. I just want to be kind of thorough. Try to get everything. And yeah, I am not... It's going to be a while before I make it to the next base. So I only have 1 out of my 3 uses of airstrike. So I figure, we take some time to collect ourselves, reload, resupply, stim up, heal, set up another mortar sentry probably. And by that time, my airstrikes are going to be back maybe. Alright, well, let's see if I can snipe the detector tower right there. If I can just snipe it with an orbital precision strike, then that'll pretty much trivialize this entire fight. I just get to leave and then, not worry about anything. And yeah, and it looks like I got it. There we go. Alright, so we're full up on health and ammo and stims. And yeah, I want to raid this area for potentially, rare samples. I decided it's a little too dangerous to keep searching. It's like there's multiple devastators. My mortar sentry is shooting at the fabricator. I don't know if my mortar sentry can destroy the fabricator, but I tried to take a shot with the grenade pistol, and I that was kind of stubborn to me because I knew that I didn't have an angle, but I tried it anyway. But yeah, the destroying a fabricator inside a sub-objective doesn't really matter, so we're just gonna leave it. And yeah, we just have a small outpost and a big outpost. And the small outpost it's completely free if the one fabricator in there has its vents facing toward me and I can just shoot it once with the autocannon. But if not, I can, fight my way through it, or I can just throw an airstrike at it. Well, airstrike's on cooldown, but that's okay. So yeah, the autocannon and the Punisher Plasma are kind of similar, where they have AoE and they are very good at staggering enemies. But the autocannon does a lot more direct damage to the target that's hit by the bullet, and it's more unwieldy. Yeah, so that's one more down, and I got my eagles back. If I had my one eagle remaining before, I could have used it on that fab in the detector tower sub-objective. But yeah, that wouldn't have been very valuable, so I'm definitely glad that I did that. And yeah, so there are four fabricators here. Just gonna see. Oh, I misspoke. I meant, yeah, there were two, and it just want to destroy them. But now I gotta fight my way out and maybe even get a chance to search the base. Oh, whoop, hit myself. But yeah, I don't have a lot of cover. Well, I could move back and get some cover. There we go. I want the cover to be on my left side because I'm right-handed. All Helldivers are right-handed in this game. And also, heavy Devastators with their shields, they are right-handed as well. And they're one of the most dangerous enemies that you'll regularly encounter. So, yeah, definitely want to have the correct angle there if I can. And we just, just check the objectives. Or more like check the map. Well, I wanted to get that rare sample, but I'll have to get it later. Oh, I got it now, but yeah, now I don't have great cover. I could hide behind the ramp or something, but I don't know. Well, again, we see the effect of having a lot of health. I'm out of stims though, which is really scary when I'm fighting two shield guys. I think throwing that stun grenade was a mistake. It just costed me valuable time that could have just resulted in me getting shot before the stun grenade goes off. 'Cause I think it's like a 2-second use time. Or I think it's like slightly less than 2 seconds. And 2 heavy devastators can kill somebody pretty easily in 2 seconds. Alright, so we're almost at the first primary objective. Yeah, and trying to be thorough, and I get rewarded by finding an SEAF artillery. So I load 5 shells into the artillery, and then I like uplink to it. Then I just have 5 artillery shells that I can fire whenever I want. using the stratagem panel. But I don't want to touch the artillery panel until I'm ready to put the shells in, because I've heard that touching the artillery panel makes it so enemies will like start attacking this area more often. I don't know exactly how it works, but luckily it doesn't really cost me any time to drop shells at the foot of the cannon. And here I just mess up the the drop the drop carry technique, or whatever the heck you call it. Here I find a mini nuke. It's very lucky. It's very powerful. I already have 3 explosive shells, which are pretty decent. You know, they're good. Having it's certainly better than not having it, and you know, I can use it when my eagles are on cooldown, for example. But yeah, so now we have a mini nuke, and then 3 explosive shells, and a napalm, which napalm's not very impressive against the bots. It can kill the the basic foot soldiers pretty well, because the basic foot soldiers, if they get set on fire, pretty sure they'll burn to death just from touching a little bit of fire. I'm actually not sure about that, but yeah, fire works against the unarmored enemies, but the Hulks, for example, I'm pretty sure they just completely shrug it off. And I'm not sure what Devastators do about being on fire. But yeah, basically I think explosive is better than napalm. I actually don't know how much damage each shell does. I just know that the mini nukes do a lot. So unfortunately I do have to kind of fight this all head on. There's no chance of me sneaking past all of them, and then once I alert them, all of them will start shooting at me. If I was feeling less confident, I would have waited until my mortar sentry was back up. But I can throw my mortar sentry now. Right, but there's a bot drop and I got to deal with it. There we go. We just airstrike it and hope that it kills it. And since we got attacked from behind, we got to deal with the enemy from behind. Getting attacked from multiple directions is super dangerous. Not a surprise to anyone. Okay, finally I get my mortar sentry out. Just really nice. You just toss it behind cover and then forget about it. Okay, well, yeah, a lot of fighting, but we were lucky to have a very tame bot drop. It was just one ship that summoned enemies that could be cleared out very easily with a single airstrike. And we just get more stims while we're in cover. Yeah, and that's a lot of Devastators. Yeah, just calling the Eagle for that one. And then the closer enemy, yeah, that one Devastator right there, precision strike it. Alright. And well, that pretty much cleared them all out. Like, those 2 heavy Devastators were sparking up. They were low on health. I did not notice that tank approach, but that's okay because it didn't kill us. Yeah, now we just have to run away, and carrying this SSD is super annoying because I can't use my primary weapon or my support weapon, because my primary weapon happens to not be a one-handed weapon. I think only submachine guns are one-handed in terms of primary weapons. So it's like I don't have a submachine gun, so all I can do is use my pistol. And yeah, if I have to do heavy fighting, then I have to drop the SSD, and then if I move around during the fight, I have to go back and pick it up later. It's kind of a pain. Oh, I see a cannon tower over there with its weak point exposed, so I'm just gonna shoot it down. 1, 2, 3. Although if I was more accurate, I would have taken it out in 3 shots, but 4 shots is pretty good. So yeah, a couple of hell bombs, probably not going to be useful to us, and probably not going to be a liability either. There's an interest point that I'm running past. I don't remember if I actually checked to see if I wanted it. you know, if it could have rare samples. Yeah, so there's an interest point on the left that I want to check out, but it has a Hulk guarding it and some other stuff. And there's another interest point over here. Let's see if one airstrike can... Well, I don't have an airstrike, but precision strike. Yeah, I should have gone back into cover. I was like, okay, I'll just dive, and those two heavy devastators won't mess me up while I'm waiting for the precision strike to come out, but they could have.
Found something.
Alright, can we get some super credits? Nope. Just picked up that metal out of reflex. And I picked up those common samples just so I could get the game to tell me if I got all the samples. And I did. So, yeah, that interest point was a dud. That's okay. Can't all be winners. Alright, we're coming up on another base. And we don't have our airstrikes. I thought I had aimed perfectly and got a direct hit on that little foot soldier guy, but I was wrong. One in the Strider. So yeah, since there's a bot drop coming, I want to just leave. There's not really much point in fighting, and maybe the mortar sentry will be a good distraction. Alright, so at this point I'm not sure if there's a factory strider over there. It looked and sounded like there might have been. Yeah, and I should have thrown the resupply farther forward because it takes such a long time to come out. So I might as well get a little bit more movement while I'm waiting. But, you know, it ends up that we're actually just fine. Oh, this was the point where I thought I heard a factory strider. Yeah. So, yeah, I wanted to like go all the way around the edge of the map, and then I saw this place that looked like it might be a sub-objective, or a secondary objective. Alright, well, luckily we have a lot of health. I mean, those rockets did barely anything to us. So yeah, I end up leaving the SSD there with the plan to come back later for it, because I just want to be able to fight kind of freely. And that ends up being kind of a problem later, but not a serious problem. So yep, I see that there are two heavy devastators there, and then I notice there's a third one, and then I think, okay, there's no reason to fight this. There could be even more, and I didn't have a great position. And there was, you know, they weren't going to be able to hit me once I'm here. Oh, there's that factory strider I thought I heard. And it's moving right to the SSD. I could try to fight the factory strider, but with other enemies present, it's really hard. Like, if it's just the factory strider, I can, you know, take out the two miniguns and then run under the factory strider and shoot it a whole bunch. But since there's a Hulk and a bunch of other stuff there, it's like, I kind of have to use my mini nuke. Thank goodness for the mini nuke. If I didn't have it there, it would have, like, I don't know how I would have done this. It would not have been efficient. That's for sure. And yeah, I have to hide and wait for the nuke to come out. Okay, it killed the Hulk, but did it kill the factory strider? Yeah, it looks like it did. I wasn't sure what was going to happen because the little beacon of light coming out of the nuke, it was moving, like it looked like it had gotten stuck to the Hulk. Which, I mean, the beacon did get stuck, but it still fired in the correct spot, thank goodness. Oh, well, there's a resupply over there still, so cool. We'll just, you know, refill up on stims. I don't always resupply, but when I do, it's because I'm low on stims. And let's just check our other weapons. Unless I forgot to do that. Okay, yeah, my other weapons are loaded. Good. So, yeah, I have 3 explosives and an napalm. And Like, the explosive and the napalm are both kind of eh, but, you know, it's fine. Just ran past the interest point. Let's just take a look at it. Okay, looks like it's nothing. So, yep, we just keep going.
Dropping a pin. North, far.
So, luckily the power generator does not require me to carry something a long distance. So I only have to carry the two things, and I also have to reactivate the power generator, which is a little bit of fighting and takes a couple minutes, but it's no big deal. But there do seem to be a lot of enemies there, so I have to figure out a plan. And my plan here is just going to be take them on directly. You know, 2 shots to this guy. 1, 2. There we go. And yeah, it looks like I took out all the guys that are capable of summoning reinforcements. Well, it looks like it, but there could be another guy hidden somewhere. I was very lucky that there was not. It would have costed me some time for sure. Kind of wish there was less like fog and smoke. But I get the shots and eventually kill that heavy devastator. Alright, so there's a cannon turret. If I have a chance, I'm going to try to kill that before I have to run through areas where it threatens. Okay, I did not notice that there was another guy there. Oh, another guy. Yeah, and I try to ping that, but I think that's just one of the maybe that's the other sub-objective, or primary objective, whatever. And mortar turrets behind cover. There's a bunch of enemies around, but I think, okay, maybe I can just kind of ignore them. Alright, well, just gotta reset the fuses and calibrate the voltage. Whoops. Alright, there we go. And hit 1, 2, well. One more shot will kill it, but unfortunately I don't have an angle anymore. I reload right in front of it, which in retrospect was like needlessly risky, especially since I wasn't sure if other enemies were going to be coming at any point. Yep, we have an airstrike for that, and we missed. Well, we might have killed 2 enemies, we just don't have a kill streak. Oh, so yeah, I managed to hit that shot despite my muzzle not pointing forward. Like, I always get upset at heavy devastators when their gun is like pointing, maybe to their gun is pointing kind of to the side away from me, but the bullets come out of their gun and shoot directly at me. That kind of annoys me, but at least I'm able to do the same to them with the Punisher plasma. Well, luckily we were able to get the turret to lose interest in us. We had good enough cover there. So far the mission's going pretty well. Even though I've done less than half of the objective and I have less than half the time remaining, I have done a lot of the running that I have to do for the mission. Yep, there's another interest point. The cannon turret was guarding an interest point, which makes sense. I mean, this is a normal interest point thing. Yeah, and then here I run past all the way around the thing, missing the spot that has the loot. I'm like, where's the door thing? Whatever that's called. So it takes me an entire loop, but I get it. And we got some super credits. Let's go. And just take out this one little outpost and keep going. And we have a perfect angle, so we don't even need to do anything special. Just shoot it. No eagles, no long fight. I should have stimmed when I ran out of stamina, just to you know, be able to speed myself up and get out of their threat range sooner. I wanted to save the stim, and then it ended up getting me knocked back because a rocket hit near me. So yep, now we deposit one of them. One of the one of the super SSDs. And while I'm here, I might as well throw a resupply. But first, let's just one thing at a time deal with the objective. Alright. I could have thrown it at the top of the stairs, like on this platform, or I could have thrown it at the bottom of the stairs, or I could have thrown it like where I am now, just, you know, on the side where I climbed up before. And it doesn't matter too much, but I think the third option was probably the best. Anyway, there's another outpost to take care of. I can do it now or I can do it later. I decided I'm going to do it now because I see some big red dots to my south. So I'm basically going around them and, you know, making use of my time while doing so. So, yep. I should be reloading my gun right now, but, you know, I just want to keep my map open, and I wasn't thinking about that. This type of base is always funny because of the two fabricators right next to each other. You see I destroyed one and it destroyed the other. This is like the worst precision strike I've done in a long time. I want to either land the precision strike on top of the fabricator or like right next to the fabricator, and like hopefully it lands in a corner and the shell comes down close enough. But I just like, I don't know, I split it down the middle so it just bounced off and did nothing. But we were still able to take that out pretty fast. Thank goodness we have Eagle airstrikes. And yeah, there's a good chance I'm not going to be doing any serious fighting for a while, so I just called an Eagle rearm. Send her back to base to get more ammo. I do not have the ship upgrade where doing that reduces the cooldown, but I figured I wasn't going to be fighting the enemies inside the base, and then, you know, I already cleared out. Well, actually, I didn't already clear out this area. Yeah, because I specifically avoided it because I had to run away from the factory strider. And all right, did I end up looking at that interest point? Oh yeah, I remember now. Yeah, so I go here, and you know, the left part of the interest point will just have common samples. So of course I just run to the rare samples because those are the only things I care about. Hey, and some free stems too. I briefly considered leaving those stems for later, but I decided against it because I didn't want to have to commit to taking that specific route to get back to the main objective. And it's like, you know, if I really, really need stems, I'll just call down a resupply. Alright, so yeah, I completely fail at destroying the scout strider, which means I don't have time to shoot down the guy calling reinforcements. Very embarrassing, but that's okay. So luckily we have some nice cover, and yeah, we're just gonna throw a mortar sentry, just, you know, throw it as far as I can in the direction that looks like it has the most cover. And apparently there's only one enemy, and then I noticed that it's because the dropship was shot by the SAM site that I got earlier. The first shot, I guess, killed everything except for the Hulk, because it like hit the undercarriage where all the units were stored. And then the second shot shot down the dropship. So yeah, very useful sub-objective to get. So yep, we're almost done. And that's an interest point that I want to hit up. So yeah, we're gonna kill that Hulk, and I completely fail to I completely fail to kill it. If I hit it 3 times in the back heat sink, then that would have killed it. Or if I hit it twice in that little eye hole, but I don't think I might have gotten one. But yeah, so I check the map and I see that there's like stuff kind of around me, but not really. For now, it should be fine. So I decided I just want to take this fight and go get some rare samples. Alright. And hopefully the Eagle can just destroy the Hulk's heat sinks. Oh, but it does its melee attack and gets out of the way. Okay, I really had thought that I had already hit the Hulk once in the eye. I was like, okay, yeah, one shot in the eye and it's dead. But yeah, I was wrong. And I ran the wrong direction. I should have ran back towards the main objective, so I'm about to get surrounded. It's okay for now. I'm out of ammo in my support weapon, and luckily my primary weapon can take out Devastators pretty efficiently. So yeah, there's this patrol over here, and I throw a stun grenade, but it doesn't go off in time. And I get my first and only deathless mission. I was pretty proud of that. I was really hoping to be able to get a deathless mission, but oh well, such is life. Alright, and hopefully that precision strike kills the Hulk. Yeah, it's difficult to get precise shots with the Punisher plasma because yeah, the shots are so big and the enemy weak points are very small. And also if I hit an enemy, it will stagger it like to the left or right. So it can be hard to track that. I should have gone prone at some point there. You may either dived into the cover or when I was behind the tree, I just go prone. But I didn't end up doing that. So yeah, 2 more rare samples. I did all of that for 2 more rare samples. You know, worth. And yes, finally, more stims. And yeah, I want to reload my guns. But I don't have... I need to pick up my autocannon. But luckily, the autocannon has so much ammo that I don't really care too much about resupplying before I pick up the autocannon. So yeah, I'm like, oh wait, I forgot to pick up my autocannon. I'm like, okay, samples, I'm good to go. I could have just called down another autocannon. But, you know, I want to keep that ability in my back pocket. It also takes a while for it to fall down. Okay, so I already took this route, and it was pretty safe, so should be pretty safe still. Got plenty of time to do this sub-objective. Like, once I actually get there, to the final primary objective, it's, like, it doesn't take too long if I can just win a fight there. You know, just clear everything out. And there already didn't seem to be very much the last time I was there. So, yeah, fingers crossed. And hopefully I'll have enough time to, you know, clear out the rest of the stuff all the way in the northwest corner of the map. And those enemies are far enough away that I don't have to deal with them right now. They're just basic troops, so yeah, they're not even much of a threat if they notice me. I just need to get this stupid SSSD deposited. It's like, it's so annoying. Okay, now I can finally have whatever weapon I want. I can finally equip whatever weapon I want. And I'm like, I don't know if there's a safe direction to throw my mortar sentry, so I'm just gonna keep it nearby. And I did not notice that there was that 4th enemy there. So, yep, now we have a bot drop. But we were going to have a bot drop anyway, probably, like, during all this. So I think my mortar sentry hit the ship while it was flying over. Yeah, just that extra firepower to make sure. Yeah, so I gotta turn the thing a little bit to the right. Tiny bit. Yeah, that's nice. I don't have to turn it very much. And also, the fact that there just, like, aren't very many enemies here, that's pretty lucky.
Get some! Get some!
Yeah, my mortar sentry doing a lot of work. The high ground, like, even though it didn't really have any good cover, at least the high ground would provide a little bit. All right, well, yeah. Now we have to hit a button and then wait a bit and then enter another code. So I don't need to call resupply here, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Or actually, did I end up doing it? Okay, it looks like I didn't. Well, okay, I don't know. I should have had my primary out, but I wasn't sure if there were... I thought there might have been Devastators there. And, yeah. The autocannon is so much better at killing Devastators than the Punisher Plasma. At least the Punisher Plasma can stagger Devastators and eventually kill them. Alright. So now that I've completed the main objective, the patrol rate is going to be supercharged. It's just going to be... There's going to be patrol like every 15 seconds, I think. Something like that. So... I could have gone the long way around the edge of the map, but I wasn't sure if that would cost me too much time or if that would even work. Alright, well, this might be time for another Eagle rearm. I just want to have my Eagles back at the end when I make it to the base. Although I can just throw the last Eagle as well. And the Eagle just mops up this little interest point very easily. I'm glad I didn't just rearm it early. Yep, another couple of rare samples. We got 16 of them. It's pretty good. I think I would have more. I think I would have gotten more samples if I was playing on a lower difficulty. Like there would be less samples available, but you know the fighting would be less intense. And okay, that's an interest point that we care about. Let's see if we can precision strike that tank. That might have been a little short, but I think I ended up getting it. Oh yeah. Yep, now there's just one basic enemy. Yeah, so those... Oh, yeah, and a shield guy. And here I am, like, checking for extra ammo, even though I don't need it. But yeah, those little beacons of light always have something that might be super credits, but in that case it was just useless requisition slips. And, yep, I see another interest point. I'm like, I'm really greeding for every last interest point I can get, because it's like, with one big outpost left, and a crashed escape pod, it's like, do I really have time for all this? But I really... then I didn't have my primary out, so I wasn't able to easily shoot that guy, and then once I saw him flare, I got frustrated and then just emptied my entire clip and missed every shot. Alright, but, you know, bot drop doesn't seem to have landed yet. And this turret is way closer than the previous one that I was not able to kill. So yeah, just kill the turret and then, yeah, just find the 4 fabricators in this heavy outpost. Yeah, so we're down to the 2-minute warning. But like once we run out of time, we'll have a few more minutes to wrap everything up. We just won't have any stratagems during the process. So yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going to be rare samples. Oh, is that a radar tower? Yeah, it sure is a radar tower. Oh man. So that's another thing that I got to do if I want to 100% the mission. It'll be nice having the radar at the end just so I can see how thorough I was while exploring. Alright, and then there's one more. Yeah, and I know where it is because there are only a few different ways that outposts can be generated. So I just, once I saw it, I knew where all 4 fabricators were. Alright, so I have to do the escape pod before the time runs out because I need to use a stratagem to start the escape pod, and then when the time runs out, I don't have access to stratagems anymore. And there are no enemies here. Yay. Just gotta run. Okay, so now that I can just kind of chill out, just pick up these samples, and really, I just get to relax for like, what, half a minute? Yeah, I throw my mortar sentry kind of toward the south where where I'm going to be running for the radar and the extraction. Alright, so yeah, once the escape pod finishes, we'll be able to take out this last base. Very nice. Luckily it's a small base, so even if I have to just fight my way through it, it'll be fine. And there's like basically nothing there. There might have been like 1 or 2 rare samples in that outpost, but I don't have time to check. So very unfortunate that I discovered the radar station at the very end of the mission. It would have been nice to have it early in the mission. But, it's fine. Our mission's been going extremely well. So, yeah, now you have to be extremely careful not to die. I've been pretty careful for most of the mission not to die, but yeah, if I die now, I don't get to bring home my 19 samples. That's a lot of samples. Yeah, and I'm running around all of those enemies in the dead outpost. And yeah, it looks like my radar is not pinging anything guarding the... Oh, well, now it is. Yeah, I wasn't close enough. So, yeah, not much to do here other than just get as close as we can, kill everything as quickly as I can. I messed up there. Yeah, I forgot that I had the little like radar menu open, and I had to close it using tab, and I clicked to try to shoot, or I right clicked to try to aim. I don't remember what I did. So for some reason, a bot drop shows up like all the way in the distance in that destroyed outpost. Maybe it's because, I'm assuming it's because my mortar sentry fired at something, and then that alerted enemies. So that was a very happy coincidence. The radar tower takes 30 seconds to raise, I think. So I definitely have time to, at the very least, do the radar before the shuttle gets there. Will I have time to run to the shuttle? Well, hopefully. In the game, I was pretty optimistic that I would. Okay, just got to rotate it left a bit. Cool. Yeah, so once this timer runs out, the shuttle arrives and then gives me 20 seconds. Well, it arrives and then it lands. It takes, I don't know, like 10 seconds for it to land. And then I get another 20 seconds. So I still have some time. But yeah, we've cut it really close, and I'm pretty sure I've hit up most, if not all. I think I've missed the one interest point directly southeast of extraction, but I think I checked out everything else. I'm not sure. But yeah, we had a really good mission there. Oh yeah, one last rare sample for the road. And I'm like, okay, maybe there's another rare sample just like right nearby. And I'm like, oh, that's a common sample. Oh, wait, no, is it a rare sample? And then I didn't even notice the rare sample, like, off in the distance that I had no time to get. Oh, well. But yeah, amazingly, that mission went amazingly well. And yeah, now, if I had medium or light armor instead, I could have moved around the map quicker. I could have escaped fights better. And who knows how many of... So I've gotten into a few situations where I got so low on health that if I had light or medium armor, I would have died. But it's like, would I have been able to avoid those situations just by having a higher run speed? Probably. But yeah, that's where we're going to call it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.